Shalom, bruchim habaim. Welcome to this video. So in this video, we will look at the root aleph, mem, tzadeh, and we will see what kind of verbs can we produce with that. Well, the most important verb is to adopt. This I can already tell you. But when we change binyanim, then we come to another interesting verb that is somehow connected, but for English speakers, apparently not. This is why it is so important to talk about it. Now, why am I making a video about this root? Not only because it produces these very helpful and common verbs in Hebrew, also because I adopted a dog a couple of days ago. So stay until the end of the video and I will show you what a cutie I adopted, and I will tell you how life is going right now. And I will also tell you from where I got a lot of help. In case you have a similar situation and need some support, I'm very happy to share this information. And for all of you who don't know me, my name is Ruth Avni. They also call me the Verb Queen. And I have once been an Ulpan student, and I had all the questions that you have, and I had the same confusion around them. So, at the end of the day, I became a Hebrew teacher, and I am living proof that Hebrew verbs are possible. Okay, so get a hot drink, lean back, or maybe a cold drink. You see where I'm living, it's currently colder than I thought. And we start. So here is our root, and you might have seen this root already in some words. For example, omet, courage, or amitz, brave, that's an adjective, or ma'amatz, effort. So what verbs can we make with this root? We have piel and hitpael. If you see anything else, well, that's not relevant to modern Hebrew. Now in Piel, we have לאמץ, to adopt. And in Hitpael, we have להתאמץ, to make an effort. Great. So many students, and I used to be one of them, as I told you, it's not that they have a problem with that, but they get irritated when a root starts with aleph. Yes, I understand that because there are moments where it is pronounced like an A, there are moments where it is not pronounced at all. Then there are moments where it is like an E, like a placeholder. So what am I going to do with that? This, cuties, depends on the binyan. And this is one thing I'm teaching in my verb course, and I still find it unbelievable that this is not taught anywhere. So let's start. Here we are in PL. Okay, we start with this one. And in PL, when you have a regular root like this one, yes, this is regular. There is no yud in the middle, no vav. There is no problem here. Okay, then we have the very regular vowels. Le, a, e. That's an infinitive in PL. Also, le, daber. And here it is לאמץ. Okay, so לאמץ is a regular PL verb, even though the root starts with aleph. Okay, now if we look at Hitpael, here, not only vowels, we have here this prefix of lehit, but it is also the same because it is regular. So it is lehit ametz. It is always lehit a. Okay? So we are not really impressed by aleph. Let's see. Let's start with PL, leametz, to adopt. In modern Hebrew, this is why I'm pointing this out, because you might have seen biblical Hebrew, and now we are trying to mix. Sometimes we have to separate that clearly. We are here in modern Hebrew. So in modern Hebrew, the use is mostly like this. It's either to adopt or it is to embrace, to implement. We are still in Piel, okay? So we can go two ways here. I will give you examples. Now, it's to adopt a child or a dog or an idea or a method. When you use it for to embrace, then or to implement, you can adopt a strategy, a habit, a position or opinion. Now, let me give you the overview. This is how Hebrew verbs are generally presented: infinitive, present, past, and future. So the infinitive is לאמץ. Then we have the present tense, מאמץ. Then we have past tense, אימץ, and the future tense, יאמץ. And all of this here is for the third person masculine singular. This is how Hebrew works. This is the eternal reference point. Of course, in this video, I will now give you the present tense for all the pronouns. Well, for all, for four. מאמץ, מאמצת, מאמצים, מאמצות. And now, let's look at some sentences. For example, Ruth adopted a dog. Ruth אימצה כלב. אימץ, if I were a man, but אימצה for women. Okay? Ruth אימצה כלב. There is another older and literary meaning, which is to strengthen, to reinforce, but that's outdated. So there is one sentence that you still hear, or let's say one expression that might be very useful to you, to strengthen the muscles, which is לאמץ את השרירים. So for those of you who are going to the gym, I think that is still important to know. Now from this we move on to Hitpael, to make an effort, להתאמץ. So in modern Hebrew, most often used as to exert effort, to try hard, to strain oneself mentally or physically. And we are referring to these kind of situations: studies or work, or physical effort, or social and emotional effort. What could that be? I will show you in a second. First of all, the overview, the way it's presented. So you have להתאמץ, מתאמץ, hitאמץ, past tense from hitpael, it is hitאמץ. And future tense, יתאמץ. Again, all for the third person masculine singular. Here comes the overview for the present tense: מתאמץ, מתאמצת, מתאמצים, מתאמצות. And sample sentences: she is really making an effort in her studies. היא מאוד מתאמצת בלימודים. Yes, in English you have her studies, but that's just the way you speak. In Hebrew, that is understood. She is making effort in studies. Well, in her studies, not in somebody else's. So you don't really need it. But that's the way of speaking in English and in Hebrew, respectively. Next sentence. I made a real effort to arrive on time. התאמצתי להגיע בזמן. התאמצתי. A real effort. Here you only say hitamatzti, but this is already the idea. You made a real effort. It's not just you just tried. You made a real effort. So here we don't have, like in English, a real effort. We are not distinguishing between an effort and a real effort. The real effort is hitamatzti. I made a real effort. hitamatzti. If you want to say something like, thank you for making the effort to come. תודה שהתאמצת לבוא. התאמצת. I'm saying this to a man, okay? תודה שהתאמצת לבוא. So these kind of sentences, this is what we work with in the big verb course. I'm leaving you all the information if you're interested in the big verb course, in the mastery of Hebrew verbs once and for all. Everything is below in the description of this video. If you are new to Hebrew verbs, I recommend you start with the book. It gives you a great overview. There are also drill sheets in the workbook, but this is not like Hebrew in context or where I'm making you go between the binyanim. So what you have seen in Piel, like here, one root in Piel, and then we repeat that root in Hitpael and see how that changes. So we are constantly connecting the dots. That is the big verb course. The book is a great start, and it might be good for you if you are new because the course might overwhelm you. However, all my resources are on my website, and I leave you the link in the description below. So, להתאמץ, as I just said, already contains the sweat. Like, I really, really, really made an effort. What do I say when I made an effort, but without sweat? I just made an effort. Yeah, it was important, but I didn't sweat it. So this is when in Hebrew you use לנסות, to try. לנסות. So I made a real effort to arrive on time. התאמצתי להגיע בזמן, but I tried to arrive on time. That means, yeah, I made an effort, but I wasn't really sweating. ניסיתי להגיע בזמן. Okay? So we have come to an end when it comes to the Hebrew verbs. And here is the story about my new dog. So this week I adopted a German Shepherd mix. He's a little bit smaller than a German Shepherd. He's 10 years old. I was not looking for a young dog. I wanted a dog that is with me most of the time, that can adapt to certain situations. Most of you know that I'm a skater, so I go to skate parks. I do not want to have a dog that gets easily scared, but active, but also able to settle at home. Right now, he's actually somewhere there behind. He's sleeping. And I was never really a dog person, and I don't know what happened. But I think I'm a person, I think I can say that I feel very connected to Hashem. And it was like a month or 6 weeks ago that it started that I was constantly looking onto websites for dog adoption. And I was thinking, what? What's happening? I never think about these things. I have other things on my mind. I rather look at I'm rather watching skateboard videos. So, what am I doing with adoption sites for dogs? Whatever. So, I said to my bestie, Floria, my friend in Switzerland, I said, did you get some information from somewhere? Because she's also an incredibly connected person. And did you get information about a dog? She said, no, I don't really know. I haven't heard anything. And I was like, I don't know. Anyway, so it wouldn't go away. There was maybe a week where I would not so often distract myself with adoption websites, and then it came back. And I said, Floria, something is going on. I don't know what it is. And at the end of the day, let's say 2 weeks ago, I came across this one page and I saw this dog. And I understood it is about this dog. This is not about adopting a dog, it's about this one. And I said to them, "Okay, well, this is me. This is what I'm doing." And da 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 da. And they said, "Oh my God, he could be a perfect match. Sounds great. Why don't you come by and have a look at him?" So, what was written on the website? Basically, they were saying on the website that this is a dog they really want to get into somebody's home. Let's say he was their priority. He came to the shelter 10 years ago as a puppy, and somebody adopted him. He stayed there for over 9 years, and this person died a couple of months ago, and the family didn't want to keep him. So, somewhere around December, January, this person passed away. He had had a life in a big house on the countryside, I mean, hey, I'm living downtown in a flat. My flat is not tiny, but it's not the same, right? I don't have a garden or something. Yeah, I have a balcony, but come on. And and they said the family didn't want to keep him, and they put him with somebody. It didn't work, whatever that means. It didn't work because I think it's a fantastic dog. Um, and they say this is this poor thing, he's with us for the second time, nearly 10 years later. Okay, I went last week and I had a walk with him. Yeah, he was a quiet dog, not intimidated, but he wouldn't also communicate much. But it went well. He walks well on the leash. He does not get into fight with other dogs. And I said, yeah, I would love to. So the way it works here, and I love it, they did not give me right away an adoption contract. They gave me actually a foster contract. And that was perfect. It was actually what I wanted. I had this information before because they said, well, first of all, he's an older dog. It's not like getting a puppy where you can train him in this. This is somebody's dog. So he already has certain habits. He learned certain things. We don't know what. And um, so in a couple of months, we are more than happy if you keep him. But I said that's perfect for me. It's also taking off the pressure, you know. Um, but here it comes. What I really wanted to share, I really want to make a big shout out to my bestie in Switzerland, Floria. Floria, she has um, this super connection, let's say to the other dimension. Let's call it the way you want. I don't even want to give it a label because I don't have words for what she's doing. She has this ability to connect, and she is working as an animal communicator. And she has this website, askyourpet.ch, Switzerland. It's in German, but she speaks perfect English. So if you want to contact her, it's no problem at all. So basically, she is connecting with the animals in order to help communication between owners and animals. For example, so that you have an idea, she had a client who adopted two cats, and one would understand the toilet concept perfectly, and the other one didn't at all and would always do it somewhere in the house. And they did not know how to teach the cat to go to the cat toilet, even though the other cat, which was adopted at the same time, had no problem with that. One conversation between Floria and that cat. The next day, that cat understood where to make her business and where not. So I don't know. And I knew that. I knew that she is so amazing in animal communication that I said to myself, if I take on this project, if I take on a dog, and if I take a dog home, it's not for giving him back. And I said, I would love to do it, but I need your help. Sure. I mean, hello, she's my bestie. And so she asked him and how he's doing with me, how are things, and he adapted so extremely well to my life, to my surrounding. I think I overdid it a bit. They say that in the first week you should not expose him to too many new things, but it went so extremely well that I made life as if he had always been with me, and this is how it feels. And yeah, I'm extremely grateful. We have already been to skate parks. We took a train. Well, we had to because I don't have a car, and where he was, I cannot take the bus. They don't allow me to take overland buses, and I cannot put him where I live into the metro. I cannot take a metro with him. The other trains, yes, but not inner city metro. But hey, that's okay. We are making it. He passed everything with flying colors. Even the first night when he opened my door to the bedroom, I gently showed him where his bed was. He went back and slept. I mean, wow. But I'm absolutely confident it wouldn't be that way if she were not communicating with him. And it's day 5. He settled. I don't believe it. Now, the next big challenge, and yes, I have to give him more time for that, is we have to train that I leave the home and I'm coming back and nothing is happening. That's currently not exactly his thing. And he said to Floria that he does not understand closed doors. However, he can open them. Yeah, of course, the big door is closed with a key. And then he's trying and trying and trying, and that makes a lot of noise in my apartment building. So he knows that he can open doors, but this door doesn't open. So he keeps trying, trying, and yeah, okay, that we have to improve, but it doesn't have to be this week and not this month. So yeah, well, this is actually what I wanted to tell you and why I got inspired and made this video about this root and these verbs. Because this is what lately happened in my life. And yeah, if you want to have a look at Floria's website, um, I'm not only recommending her, of course, also because she's my bestie. She is the person I have no words for what she's doing. It's just amazing. It's yeah, I don't know how this is called. She has it and she has results. So that's the only thing that counts. And yeah, so okay, we have come to an end. I will now edit the video, and after I edited this video and uploaded it, I will go for another round with my dog. His name is Timber, and then we have our daily dinner, and later we have a little TV evening. So we really have a little routine here. And tomorrow's the next day, and tomorrow I go to another place for skateboarding. I hope he is still excited about it, and then we see. I will keep you updated. Okay, cuties. Nishikot, shalom.